been a long-time watcher, first-time participant in a forum like this with you moderating it, so thank you for the opportunity. And I'd also like to thank Phillips, John, and Lamont for the opportunity to be here with you this morning to talk about something that's important to everyone in this room. I'm fortunate to have experience as both a plant manager for a local chemical manufacturing company and as a township commissioner in the host community. Both experiences taught me a lot about economic development. Let me first, though, define what I understand economic development to be. First, economic development is a process of doing two things: helping existing businesses remain and grow in our community, and attracting new, high-quality businesses. I believe our goals for economic development should be to, one, help create more and better jobs for the people of our community, and help produce reasonable tax revenue for our school districts, county, and host communities, so that our local government can provide the services that citizens want and need. So with this definition and these goals, let me share with you just one example of how I've been directly involved in economic development. Some of you know of the project that I led in South Whitehall in working with UGI, a private landowner and Department of School District, to extend a natural gas line some 1.5 miles to provide a lower cost energy for GEO, an action that saved my company's operations in 2008 and 2009 and paved the way for retention and possible future expansion. At the same time, with oversizing this line, we made natural gas available to Parkland High School and future development north of the GEO Specialty Chemicals property. I'm especially proud of this achievement, the benefits of which are being realized by the families of the employees at GEO, Parkland School District, the taxpayers of South Whitehall, and every local contractor and supplier who continues to do business with GEO. Much of the economic development is a lot of singles and doubles. This particular one was a double, and I'm hoping that someone will knock it home soon in the near future. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Mr. Osborne. Mr. Brown.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. My background, before currently serving as Northampton County's executive, I have over 30 years of business background. I've spent 5 years in Wall Street and financial markets, and then another 25 years in global chemical pharmaceutical, really developing businesses on multiple levels, small business, large businesses. 8 years ago, I stepped into the public sector and ran and became mayor of Bangor Borough, and I really began my understanding of how difficult it is in the public sector to get anything done with limited resources and really a lack of understanding. How do you go about marshaling a small borough into economic development, if you would, with that? And what I learned from that was cooperation is essential. If you think doing anything is difficult, try to get two small boroughs to cooperate on anything at all, let alone something like economic development and infrastructure development overall. As Northampton County's executive, I've taken that same approach, looking to marshal the resources that the county has. We, as a county, don't do economic development per se, but we participate at all levels, and how we marshal those resources are critical with that. So as county executive, we've really tried to define what our community economic development role should be, what resources we have available that we've not leveraged before, and then make sure that we're participating in all levels to make sure that whatever's going on in the county and regionally, that we have a voice and that we're bringing whatever we can to the table to develop it. So thank you.
Great, thank you, Mr. Brown, and finally, Mr. McClure.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Lamont McClure, and I am the Democratic nominee for county executive of Northampton County. As I sit here today before you, it occurs to me that Northampton County has two great economic development challenges. The first challenge, and what has been treated as an intractable challenge for far too long, is that although most of the Lehigh Valley, and Northampton County specifically, south of 22 and around 22, although that's a gross generalization, has recovered from the 2008 crash with the rest of the country. Our unemployment rates are down, our GDP is up, as Don told us this morning. Things are going well. But in Northampton County, there is a dark spot among this brightness, and that is in the slate belt. And for far too long, Northampton County has not had an intensive economic development program to bring the intractable unemployment rates of Bangor Borough, Portland, and Argyll down. And when I say intractable unemployment rates, I'm talking 10%, 9%, 11%, when everyone else is down around 4, 4.5, 5. That's not acceptable. And I will focus with laser-like intensity on developing jobs in the Slate Belt. The other major challenge we have is retaining workers so that we can attract employers everywhere throughout the Lehigh Valley. And I have a plan to attempt to keep our young people in Northampton County, in the Lehigh Valley. We have so many fine institutions of higher learning. We have to encourage those folks to stay here and be available. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you, Mr. McClure.